What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Patreon. It is June 20th of 2021. So today is the first day of summer. So happy summer to everyone out there. It's also Father's Day. I know we have a lot of people that are fathers in the Patreon. So happy Father's Day to you guys. And also recently, I haven't been all that active on YouTube and Patreon the past couple days. I have been doing non-crypto related things. I went to one of my best friend's weddings, had an awesome time there, and spent a little bit of time away from the charts because, guys, you know, when the market's not providing anything for you, when you're just going sideways and nothing's happening, I mean, you know, you can spend your time more wisely doing other things, right? Other things that you care about. That's also important too, guys, just to remind you. But anyway, yeah, the market's not been doing much. We are extremely neutral right now. Bitcoin is just going completely sideways, and we're just hanging out right around that $35,000 level. This seems to be the most common price level of the range so far. We're just stuck in between 30 and 40K, and now we've spent a ton of time at this level, including back here in the beginning of the year. And of course, if we do hold this level, this would likely act as an extremely good support base. And possibly if we do continue this bull run at a later period, this could be near like the bear market low or something, right? This could turn into an extremely strong support base. Now, obviously on the other side, if Bitcoin did fall below this level, yeah, I mean, we'd probably be stuck below 30 for quite some time being accumulated. Though I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, guys. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. We do have this macro upward sloping trend line that I always talk about. The weekly close is coming up today in a couple hours. And if we can close this weekly above this trend line, you know, above 35K, above 30K, I'd say that's decent. It's at least decent. I also have a very interesting potential chart pattern that could be taking place right now. And you guys might find this extremely interesting. So the chart pattern is called Three Peaks in a Doomed House. And this was discovered by George Lindsay. And it doesn't show up in charts all that often. It's not that common, but it has been recorded to have taken place, you know, many times on the S&P and Dow Jones. And also the 2010 going into 2011 gold chart shows this pattern, three peaked in a doomed house. It's a very interesting chart pattern. Starts off with three peaks, a major pullback, a consolidation along those three peaks, and then a major bull run, right? And I guess there's a definition for each thing, right? They call it the three peaks, the basement, the consolidation is the floor, and then the roof is the bull trap. Potentially, if this pattern is playing out right now, we're currently at the basement, at the bear trap, right? If this is going to play out. Looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin, we do have potentially three peaks, and if this was going to play out, we would end up moving up towards the first floor of the pattern, right? However long it may take. And then looking for that final major run into that six-figure level, however high we may go, reaching our roof and the bull trap, right? Maybe like 150K, 200K, we get the bull trap. This is a potential pattern that I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. I haven't talked about this on YouTube yet. So if any other influencers that are in this Patreon talk about this tonight or tomorrow, I'll know who is in this Patreon. I'll make a video about this tomorrow on YouTube. But yeah, gold played out this pattern as well. Though the actual pullback or the plunge after hitting the roof was really not all that excessive. I mean, we had a little bit of a pullback, kind of a consolidation, and we kept going up, right? But this is an interesting potential. I think it's quite possible, guys, that this is what Bitcoin's going to play out soon. And this would be, you know, a perfect structure for another bull run to the upside. So we'll see. Sorry, this video is not edited. But also another thing that I was thinking about is the market cycle, right? Where are we in the psychology of the market cycle? If we're going to be bullish here, it's possible that we just had our first major sell-off and we're going to enter the actual major mania phase. And one thing that could actually allow this to happen is the fact that we are going into a period of inflation, right? And the Federal Reserve says they're not going to raise interest rates until 2023. So there is still time for the market to be moving up, maybe the next 1-2 years. We might see continued upside. It may take a little bit for the S&P and the stock market to stabilize here before moving back up, but that's basically where Bitcoin is as well. We need to stabilize here before moving back up, right? And yeah, keep this in mind. Three peaks in a doomed house. Very strange chart pattern that is kind of uncommon, but just like in gold, it has showed up before, right? So this is one potential. Anyway, guys, that's for the most part what I want to talk about. My portfolio today, yeah, it's hurting a little bit, right? The portfolio is down to 434,000, which is like, historically speaking, good, because in the beginning of this year, I think it was at 250,000. So, you know, it's almost doubled since then or whatever. It's doing pretty good. But yeah, the portfolio fluctuated like 20,000 down and up today. But I think once we recover, because I've been accumulating down here a little bit, you guys know I bought those 3 Bitcoin with the Matic profits. I've been buying a little bit of Ethereum, some altcoins like QuickSwap. I bought Kusama. I bought Solana on this dip. So I've been accumulating some cryptos. And by the time Bitcoin recovers, right, I think that my portfolio will probably be at a new all-time high well before we break the previous all-time high for Bitcoin. So if you're accumulating down here, if the bullish scenario plays out, you're going to have tremendous gains before we break the next all-time high, right? You're going to be at a new all-time high before we even get there. So there's that. Of course, if this weekly, well, the weekly is likely to close above the trend line. If we do start closing weeklies below 30,000, guys, right? Let's say we come down to 30, find some lower highs, break 30,000, then we're likely going to be entering a long consolidation at lower prices. We may even go to 20. We could even go below 20 briefly. I think it's going to get bought up heavily, though, before maybe running up back up at the end of the year. If Bitcoin can hold these levels and continue up in the near term, then we'll probably recover in the next few months, right? But if we break below 30, it'll probably take until the end of the year before Bitcoin actually comes back up again. So we'll be looking out for all of that as well. Regardless, I think that 20,000 is going to be bought heavily, guys. Right? I think it's going to be bought heavily. I'm going to be buying there if we do go that low, right? I know there's a lot of fear in the markets. I'm really not too concerned, guys. I think that it's pretty clear. Looking at this range, it's pretty clear what's going on. Every time the price comes down to 34,000, 35,000, the dumping stops and the buying begins. And we just sustain these levels. So there's somebody out there that's very interested in buying the 30K level, 35,000 level, and they defended it before. Right? They've defended this area before, and they're defending it again. So if the stock market remains, if it's not too bearish, Bitcoin will probably recover soon. If there's a major crash, then Bitcoin may dump, right? But we'll see. I'm still remaining bullish, guys. On the macro trend here, we're still bullish, right? So, again, just like I said in the beginning of the video, when there's times like this, the market's not offering you anything, it's just going sideways, feel free to do things outside of crypto. And then when things heat up again, we'll get started. But I'm accumulating around these ranges, as I've told you guys. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And I'll see you guys in the next one.